What's going on out there, peeps? All right, there's a lot going on already in Iraq. As usual, Al-Qadimi looking like a superstar. Remember when he first got in office, he had made a commitment to removing and replacing about 1,000 senior positions there, really draining the Iraqi swamp, is what I was saying. And so this seems to be happening. So we're going to get into that. If you're thinking about buying precious metals, please give our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange a consideration. The link is in the description. If you buy more than $100 worth of precious metals, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and get a free half ounce of silver. We have Pimpy's Investment Chat on Facebook, same name as the YouTube channel. The link is in the description. Come on over. We talk about investment opportunities, gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. All right, no politics there. Bring the politics over here, which is the hidden things in front of your eyes. Over here, we talk about, QAnon, politics, current events, false flag events, 9/11, the whole 9 yards. Come on over here. Just be respectful of one another. If you don't have Facebook, but you got Twitter, come join me on Twitter. The link is in the description. And of course, you guys, I told you the one company that I was using to buy my Iraqi Dinar Vietnam Dong from is out. They're totally out, and they've been out for quite some time. Somebody had made a recommendation on UK Dinar, and so I've referred people over to them, and they were nice enough to want to work with my describers. If you guys decide to buy anything from them, whether it's Iraqi Dinar, the Vietnam Dong, or the Zim dollars, in your discount code, put in Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and they will give you a discount on your purchases, all right? And people have been getting their orders, so I'm happy to hear about that. All right, so what's going on here? The details, the size of the deficit in the current year's budget and the internal external loans. Okay, we already know this. It's pretty much the same as the 2019 budget. The purpose of going ahead and putting together and even passing the 2020 budget is to take certain things into consideration. Of course, it wasn't the rate change like some of you were told, but really what it was about is, you have employees that were being promoted. They were getting raises. That was in there. The internal, external laws were being passed to put in here. Also to take in consideration, those who are retiring and new hires were being all integrated into this budget here and being pushed into 2021 budget. All right, so that's really what's going on here. So again, of course, we know there's a deficit in there. Okay, so Tola reveals new information about the assassination of al-Hashami and brandishes the removal of important names accused of corruption. So for those who don't remember, when Al-Qadimi first got into office, one of his closest friends was assassinated. It was meant to send a message to Al-Qadimi. So it looks like something's being done about that. A spokesman for the Prime Minister, Al-Qadimi, revealed on Monday that some leads have been reached to identify people in the case of the assassination of al-Hashami. Well, he waved to overthrow important names with corruption files and referred them to the judiciary. Okay, so what I know when you read this, it sounds weird. So it's not waving. In other words, he's not going to say the names out loud. He's keeping them to themselves. Obviously, you don't want the people who are involved to know and then start leaving. So they're just saying they got leads, they're looking into it, and we will see what happens. Al-Qadimi described the 2020 budget as exceptionally simple, and that it came to regulated the government spending process for the next 3 months, as well as to organize the process of internal and external borrowing. There is a large deficit for the 2020 budget. We already know this. The 2020 budget has secured the salaries of employees and retirees and social care. As for the 2021 budget, it is in the process of preparation and will include new abuse in the revenue tabulation. So I don't know what the new abuse means, but I thought it was funny. It was in there. All right, so we all know, look, we already know that the reform paperwork's going forward. There was talk about changing the rate, but I don't want, of course, that's exciting to hear. But the truth of the matter is we don't know what they mean about what type of rate change. We have seen articles where the person putting together the reform papers is recommending that they actually lower the rate of the Iraqi dinar and then get rid of the dinar and create new dinars. All right, that's what they're talking about. We'll see. So something similar like this was brought up I remember when Kuwait did their change, they were telling people they weren't going to do it for a long time, and then turn around and did it 2 days later. So, we got to watch what they do, not what they say. So, again, you don't want to get overly excited, okay, when you hear good news. You don't want to get overly bummed out when you hear bad news. The truth of the matter is, like we said, this is a low risk, high reward situation, but like any other investment, there could be risk involved, all right? So again, we're all just crossing our fingers that we hear some great news. We're anticipating it. Parliament's finance reveals the arrival of the budget law and sets the date for the first reading. So it's first reading, I believe, is this Friday. So this is good. They're going to get it. And let's see what happens when they do the first reading. The government reassures employees and retirees and declares the budget deficit will be filled by borrowing. Okay? Again, this is just more of what we were talking about above. They just do it and word it differently and put it in different articles. Okay? So Al-Qadimi's government will soon overthrow important names and refer them to the judiciary. So I like how they word it, overthrow. In other words, they're just going to report important names. I told you he's draining the swamp. He's getting it done. So what's going on here? In a press conference attended by the Correspondence News, the statement of the religious authorities is supportive of the government and that the government is going to fight corruption. We already know this. He is out there draining the Iraqi swamp. Make Iraq great again. And the supreme religious authority, Sistani, during his meeting with the special representatives of the Secretary General of the United Nations, we're talking about Ms. Blasshart there, announced his support in holding early elections that is scheduled for June the 6th, actually in 2021, and the completion of the government program in application of social justice and the prosecution of criminals, including the killers of demonstrators and the fight against corruption. So you see, they are all in agreement. So you got Kurdistan, you got the religious leaders, and you got Al-Qadimi's government all in agreement with what needs to be done. These are all the big dogs, all right? This is what we need. No more separation. That's like when Al-Qadimi said, you guys can no longer fly your religious flags or your different sector flags. You're going to fly one flag. We are a united country. You will fly the Iraqi flag. Man, to me, that was a big step. It means a lot. Because when you drive around in Iraq, there are a lot of different flags. That's not what you want in a country that you're trying to be united, all right? So Kurdistan signals a positive atmosphere with Baghdad and the undesirable situation. Again, the agreements are moving forward, and we know this agreement has to be hammered out before they could do the 2021 budget, because this agreement is handling what is known as the revenues and dues. These must be addressed, and they must be implemented into the 2021 budget. So basically, it's just saying that things seem to be moving forward. This should have been done a long time ago, because they are running out of time here. So expect a lot to happen in a very short period of time. We know that the budget for the 2021 budget is going to be going forward here. I think they said in about somewhere in October here, or very shortly. So, again, they have to have this thing ironed out. Their time is running out. They need to get this figured out. The cabinet approves the budget bill and sends it to Parliament. So, of course, this is the budget bill for 2020 that they're talking about. Now it's moved from cabinet is up to Parliament to do what they need to do according to the Constitution. All right, we already know what's going on there. So look at this. The first Sunni comment on Al-Qadimi's incursions into the ranks of the deep state. Yeah, he's draining the swamp. The leader of the Salvation and Development Front commented on Monday. Prime Minister Al-Qadimi made major changes in a number of government positions, stressing the need to get rid of the deep state. Yeah, you thought the deep state was only here in the United States? No, this is worldwide. There is a group of people. They call them New World Order, call them Illuminati, call them globalists, the Great Reset, call them whatever you want. They do exist. Call them the deep state. They are out there, and they are embedded in many different countries. And they spent the last 50 or so years trying to position the world into this New World Order movement. This has been attempted several times, man. It really has. So you can see people are tired of it. Around the world, they're doing away with their deep state people, including in Iraq. I love this move. Let's keep our fingers crossed and let's pray that Al-Qademi is able to do this, because this is beneficial to everybody there in Iraq and as well as around the Middle East. So Prime Minister Al-Qademi must be given room for change, indicating that the presence of some political figures and names assigned to important positions in the Iraq state is not a defect. But if these figures have indicators of corruption or negative suspicion, here the defect will be. So we have that here. We know in our own intelligence community they've been weaponized, and they slow roll, cover up, hide all important information that will incriminate them. We know that the Robert Mueller team deleted all the information on their cell phones, making it impossible to really kind of investigate them. That's the kind of crap they're happening over there. We got people in the SEC slow walking information, taking their time, or even altering information. All right. So again, the deep state's very deep. We need to get them out. We need to get them arrested. We need to purple walk them. In my opinion, we should hang them. So it is no shame if he was a politician or was a former minister. It is not reasonable to ask Al-Qademi to choose all new, untested characters, and he also did not force them. Therefore, the new characters may be corrupt or worse than the old ones, and there is no problem in all of these matters, not even in the matter of quotas. In other words, there's no way to know who all the corrupt people are. So even as they replace the old ones with new ones, trust me, we've seen Trump go through his cabinet members like he changed underwears, man. This is the same thing. You never know. There's so many people out there that work together that are corrupt. You don't know which ones are the corrupt ones until after you have them in a place of power and you see what they do. So Al-Qademi's keeping an eye on it. He's weaning out those people that he believes is corrupt. He's supposed to swap out about 1,000 senior members. He's continuing to do so as he drains the Iranian swamp. So it looks like after the appointment of a new governor of the central bank, the vice relations requests retirement and the general manager applies for 1-year leave. Okay, congratulations on that, man. I still was hearing rumors that Dr. Shabibi might come back still recently. I don't know. He's kind of old, and I'm not sure if he wants to go through all this headache. But again, that's a good rumor to hear. Okay, so anyways, a lot of this, again, is just the financial committees going through, voting on what they need to do to make sure that the 2020 budget is quickly passed with no hassles, making sure that the information that's in there needed for the 2020 budget is in there to be, voted on here shortly. So we're going to know a whole lot about what's really going on with the rate change, if one is going to happen at all. So we're keeping an eye on the news. But again, I love all these positive moves that are happening over there. Great things that Al-Qademi is doing. A lot of positive information is coming out of there, but I still want us to get immune to it. All right, you guys, so feel very positive about this. Again, I'm excited about it. I was excited about all this stuff I was watching over the weekend involving the Gold and Silver Conference, man. A lot of great information. Anyways, that's it for now, you guys. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you are not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. Thank you.